Today's video is something personal. I will share with you my personal transformation journey over the past few years, what I have gone through inside myself, where I started with, what were the steps in between, and where I am now in this transformation journey. I hope you will recognize yourself in some of the symptoms, or maybe not, and maybe it will be just interesting for you to know me better and just build some connection between us. Anyway, let's start. Interesting to note that I have been in international business over 12 years. I have started my own company, and then I have led many teams. I have been working closely with C-level management, and throughout all of this journey, I have been focusing on the needs of others. I have been just serving the interests of other people, even not recognizing it. And the cost which I have been paying for this was that at some point I was truly surprised and interested why I am not considered for the promotion to some next level hierarchy roles, despite receiving all the good feedback, right? Because there were no concerns about how I perform. There was I always exceeded the expectations. I was always there for everyone, and people. One of the key points which they highlighted in their feedbacks is that I'm truly nice person to work with. I'm very pleasant, and I'm very nice, and so on. And it was all working well without any doubts inside me that I'm doing something not correct. Only at some point of my life I realized, okay, maybe my strategy is not perfect, because I see others moving on in terms of next steps in their careers, next financial results. Generally, right, they move on in their life, in their results and achievements. However, I remain at the same level, being comfortable for others and not exceeding in my achievements. And one of the turning points in all of this path was when I faced an exercise where I was asked to specify where I see myself in 10 years from now, in 15 years from now, and in 20 years from now. So I described that picture because that was pretty clear for me. And then when I started to build the milestones between today and that picture, I realized that if nothing changes in my way of working, or in my way of collaboration with others, or in my behavior, I will never land in that picture of my future self. These are just two parallel roads, and that insight led me to start the transformation. I started with just searching for answers and searching for methods which could help me with it. So I started to be even more curious about what's wrong, how others see it, and finally, from today's point of view, I can understand that I went through 4 steps of personal transformation to come to the point where I am today. And that's what I will lead you through, these 4 points. Obviously, they were not so clear when I was going through this transformation, because that was really something not so straightforward. I was also working in individual coaching all this time. I was taking some trainings, I was reading books, I was really learning a lot, and it was much about my personal transformation over time, step by step, changing my behavior in some small situations. And only at today's point, I can say, okay, I have gone through these 4 steps, which I also now help, by the way, others go through with, right? Because I understand also the scientific background of it. I also understand how it works, really, how our brain works and what makes all these patterns. However, when I was going through it, it was more like a blind cat trying to understand where to go next, with all the help of professionals, which were very valuable for me in this journey. Anyways, so I went through the 4 steps, which I want to share with you today. And the first step was actually was recognizing that I do have my own needs. And it's super interesting to talk about it now, because I have always considered myself as a strong, autonomous person, I assume I was also perceived like that by my friends. However, only today I realized that my focus was truly external. I was just serving the needs of others and didn't even recognize it was always on the autopilot. I didn't disconnect myself from the social self. So that's the step 1, understanding that I do have my own needs as well, and it's worth discovering them and serving them in the end. So that was the first step. Second step was to understand what are my needs actually, because I used to live in autopilot, serving the needs of others, and also initially when trying to understand what I want from life, what are my values, what are my interests and passions, I realized there is much that was just considered to be good by the society and not by myself, right? So this process of understanding what is true for myself, what gives me energy, where I see the true meaning of life, what I truly feel the need to dedicate my time to. And that's not always something which is considered to be normal and good by society. However, it's important to realize what are my own needs. That was the step 2. So you remember the step 1 was to realize that I do have needs in general, and second was to notice what are my needs, and third step is to understand that I am entitled for these needs. And that's also interesting in part, because initially, before all this transformation, I automatically considered the opinion of others as being superior to myself. So I didn't dare, obviously, to challenge, and I'm thinking about the professional context here, right? Somehow I feel, at least today, that the personal life, family, friends, is a bit different. However, if I'm talking about the professional context, because you must also understand that I have been building my career in Germany while I'm native Ukrainian, so this was wholly new culture for me. So I really also felt imposter in this new international environment, let alone my professional experience could also be easily questioned, in my head at least. So understanding that I'm also entitled to my own needs is something that is something about truly realizing from within that I can build the connection with others on win-win and in the eye-level partnership. So before, automatically I was considering everyone or most of the people being better than me, being more experienced, more clever, more authoritative, whatever, you name it. But I automatically perceived them as they know better. And that's why, obviously, I was over-apologizing, I was just serving their needs, and I was being just a nice girl, which is very comfortable and nice to work with, of course. And then this understanding that, okay, I'm actually good and you are good, and we can build the equal partnership and serving our own needs. You have your own needs, I have my own needs, and we can be equal in our conversation, in our negotiation, argumentations, whatever, right? So I'm actually entitled to my own interests, even independently from my experience. Each person is valuable and is really and does deserve to be respected just by being personality. It doesn't have to have any proofs. It doesn't have to be a long list of achievements which I want to prove. I don't have to prove anything. I do deserve to be respected by the matter of fact. So that was the third step. And fourth step was about learning how to defend these needs, right? Now I understand that I do have needs. Now I understand what needs I have. Then I realize I'm entitled to these needs. And then final fourth step is learning how to defend those. And that's maybe one of the most challenging, right? Because in the beginning, before this transformation, the general state or feeling which is within myself was guilt. Although, again, I didn't always feel it and recognize all the time. It was just underneath, and like all of my feelings, emotions were a bit depressed and with underlying guilt feeling throughout. And at the end of the transformation, this guilt has been exchanged for anger. So when I have this anger, and anger, by the way, is a signal that my own needs are not met, or my own borders are in danger. When I have this healthy anger, right? It doesn't have to be aggressive, it doesn't have to be offending anyone, but it's a different energy. So when I have this energy, I can then defend my own needs and step into this healthy negotiation of win-win, right? So, and that's building on the step 3 when I said that the underlying mindset is being I'm good, you are good, and we can find the common ground. Or if we don't find the common ground, that's also fine. So no offenses, I respect you, you respect me. Let's just move on to see how we can serve our needs in different ways. So that can be really healthy, sustainable, friendly, and however with the underlying respect of myself and of other people. Interesting fact that actually when we learn to respect ourselves, we then also can see other people differently. Because if initially it was more about authority and really just unquestioned understanding that others are better, I cannot say that I really respected everyone in the way I do now, because today I really understand that everyone has their own needs, their own desires, their own interests, and they're serving their own life strategy. And the only matter of fact which I need to do for myself is just to check if there are any matches in my direction, in my priorities and theirs. If we match, that's perfect. If we don't, then we move on to search other ways, and that's also perfectly fine. And obviously all this transformation gave me different quality of life, I must say, because that's really different feeling. It's more about comfort, confidence, calmness. So just this basic understanding that everything is fine, will be fine, I will cover for myself, and I feel more free. I feel freedom. And obviously, if other people also see the process within these steps, as I said, it's not so straightforward as I talk about them today. I was just discovering them by bits and pieces, and it was a long journey in my personal coaching. However, today I can see that that the results of it are shown in my new clients, in partnerships, in how I behave at work, how I also set up my own boundaries. I not anymore dedicate myself 24/7 to work, or to answering some emails or calls, or sitting in some meetings where I am not needed. So I basically just have different lens now. I check the to-dos and actions through the question, what will it bring to me? And what it will bring to me. Do I need it? How does it align it to my priority? How does it align to my priorities? And so on. So that's basically what I wanted to share with you today. If you want to learn more, if you want also to see if it's something for yourself, feel free to book a discovery call with me, which is free. I have the Calendly link in the bio or in the description to this video. So now when I have this journey behind me, I'm really excited to guide other people through it and bring more joy, calmness, and different results to your life as well. So looking forward to hearing from you, and hope this video was interesting.